Hey everybody, how's it going? I haven't done a store update video in a while. Since the people that work here are the people that are also setting everything up, they know where their stations go, where all the machines are supposed to go. They're also the people that were moving. And the problem here is that the people that are moving can't fix customer stuff. So usually what we were doing was we were setting up the new place, and then at some point customers would call us, damn near about to kill us because they wanted their stuff back, and they would stop working on organizing and setting the new store up and go back to fixing stuff. And that kind of went back and forth. So it's not like we get here, we set everything up perfectly the way we want, and then we get to work. It's we get here, we set some stuff up, customers call, gonna kill us, get back to work, so on and so forth. So that's why things haven't progressed very quickly. So this is the front. We're gonna have a counter put in. I wasn't sure how I wanted the counter to be, so I put that off. I was using these two tables in the beginning since the global industrial tables didn't come in for like weeks after we had ordered them. I just got these just so that when people walked in, I could work on their stuff. I needed a table to work on. So I got these in the meantime, and I was eventually gonna get a proper counter installed. Now, I didn't know what type of counter I wanted because I didn't know exactly what we would be doing in the front. Is it gonna be mostly conversations? Is it going to be lots of instant estimates? Is it mostly just going to be checking people out and the conversations happen elsewhere? What are people going to ask for? How much stuff is going to be done up here and how much back there? Because one of the things that my website said for years is that what sets us apart from other businesses is that the receptionist is not just some jackass that knows less than you, that just, nods, tells you we're going to take it in and call you in a week. They actually know what they're doing. So how in-depth do I really want repairs to go up here versus back there? How in-depth of an estimate, how exact and precise of an estimate are we going to give you up here versus back there? Are we going to tell you if it's just board repair, or are we going to tell you if it's an easy versus difficult board repair so we can give you more precise time frame? Like that type of stuff sets you apart, and I wasn't sure how to set up a counter to do that. So my plan was, I'll just leave this here until we get some feedback over the next few weeks from the people that work here and then we'll figure out exactly how we want to put it together based on what would make the most sense from experience, from how we want to set up in the new place. And what it's looking like is what we're going to do is we're just going to take all this crap out of here, and who needs a counter? Who needs a counter when nobody actually walks in? So check this out. That hotel is usually completely all lit up. There's usually a bunch of people having dinner in there. They've got music, they've got their cocktails and a party going on, and as you can see, there is nobody here. That is completely empty. There's nobody in there. Look at that. It's a ghost town. And up there, the hotel is what? There's like 10 rooms that have a light on there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, there's like maybe 10, 12 rooms up there that have lights on. So, as you can see, nobody's parked on the side of the street. It's completely and utterly empty. So this actually makes life easy for me. So I was, really thinking through, how do I design a counter that is aesthetically appealing, that allows us to check customers in and out, that allows us to have maybe 5 or 6 separate conversations at once, while other people can check customers in and out, while someone else, if it gets really busy, can come up here and actually look at stuff under a microscope. Well, you don't need a front of the store anymore because you don't have customers anymore. So there's that. That actually takes, because in the old store, our setup was based on the fact that we didn't have a lot of people, but we also didn't have a lot of as much business in the beginning. So the person who was answering the phone was the same as the person who answered all the incoming emails, was the same as the person who talked to all the customers. That was the model that we were working off of in the old store. But as time went on, the person that answers the phone, that's one person's job. The person who deals with walk-in customers, one person's job. The person that answers emails, that's yet a third person's job, because we have so many emails, so many phone calls, so many walk-ins that all of that became separate people's jobs. As you can see, we also got all these acoustic panels hung up out here. These were from Acoustic Mac. Really nice stuff. Like 1 or 2 of them came semi-broken in the back, but with the amount that we ordered and the discount that they gave compared to every other vendor, I honestly don't even give a shit. I was expecting some of them to be a little messed up. These are the only lights that I believe are still fluorescent in the store that we haven't had time to replace out with these LEDs. Paul hung up those. We also got some panels in the ceiling. We don't have all of them on the ceiling because, again, time. This here is one little air filter. So usually when people sit where we tell people to sit while we're working on something. We tell them to sit here, so they're sitting right next to an air filter. This, my stepmom made this for me almost 10 years ago. I opened my new location. A tale of two kitties. I love this thing. She's a nice woman. These are Erica's Christmas trees. This is the clusterfuck of a front counter that none of us have actually had time to really make look nice yet. These are the folding tables that we got for the people back there before the global industrial tables came. So it took a while to get the global industrial stuff. So at some point we just wound up getting folding tables from Home Depot. That's the air compressor. It's a mini vacuum. That's stuff from the old store that we still have to organize and unbox. These are the rack. These are supposed to be part shelves, these shelves, but they wound up getting used for laptops for the time being, simply because we didn't build shelves for the laptops yet. We haven't had time. We were thinking of taking them from the old store, but the ones from the old store are kind of beat up, and we feel like they're going to break as soon as we put them into a moving van, so we haven't taken those yet. But once we do that, I'd like to have all the parts that we have, rather than being more scattered, all along these shelves and in bins, kind of like what you have here. So like donor boards is on here, iPhone parts are in here, David's iPhone stuff is here, Steve's hard drive collection is here. It's pretty nice. These are from the old store, but this is kind of eh. You know, these used to be, I believe, above the table, and now they're just here. This is the shipping station. That's we have. So this is shipping station here. Microfibers for cleaning the computers off. The Uvex bottle has been repurposed with alcohol, because we used to use Uvex lens cleaner on every machine when it got here and when it left. And now we've repurposed and filled those with alcohol, because we're alcoholing down everything the moment it comes in. This is a gigantic air filter. This is a gigantic, obnoxious air filter that I'm running all the time. Right here. This is the clusterfuck of a rack. A lot of people, well, you know, this is disgusting. This is absolute shit. This is beyond shit. But it's because none of us have any time to actually put into it. So we've got a camera machine, a NAS, a switch, a UPS that I haven't actually plugged in yet because it requires 220, another UPS over there, some crappy one to use in the meantime, the Fios on, and a PBX. Yes, this makes me sick. Yes, it does. The problem is that it works. And there's nothing more temporary than a permanent solution that works. We were already a little bit behind before moving because I really needed to hire another technician, and I had not hired another technician yet. Then when we moved, several people were not actually fixing things for a few days, so we were behind to the point where we had like hundreds of people calling ready to cut our nuts off if we did not fix their stuff immediately. Then when we finally started to get caught up, one of the people here luckily tested negative for coronavirus, but there was he wasn't feeling well, so I said stay home. And we just haven't had time to get to that kind of stuff yet. But this is where some of the reassembly people sit. You have a reassembly person here, another reassembly person here. You have someone who does data recovery and transfers here, who also used to do reassembly. He's getting promoted to data recovery, to that stuff as well. He's got himself a promotion, so he is Steve's new trainee. That is a PC3000 card right there that's going to be going in his new machine. I actually bought a used motherboard, and check this out. It doesn't come with the fucking backplate. Like, I mean, this is what I get for trying to save 50 bucks. So I got to use, the reason this computer with that PC3K is not set up yet is because neither the AMD CPU, which was new, or the board comes with a backplate for the cooler. So I told them, why don't you just put the computer on its side and put a dumbbell on it. This is Return to the Zaomao, baby. Chris actually did a successful CPU swap today on a T2 machine. On a 2019 MacBook Pro that had a dead CPU. He got one with another CPU. He reballed it by hand and soldered it on with this thing. He found a profile that works perfectly, because what we've noticed is when you buy the CPU for those new MacBooks online, this really sucks. They show up bent. Like the moment you take it out of the wrapping, they show up bent, because the people selling the CPU don't understand how to set a profile so that when they remove the CPU, it doesn't bend. He has been practicing, and he's got a profile that works perfectly. We just have to get a mount for the camera yet. I still haven't gotten a mount for the camera. I have this piece of shit, but this thing sucks because it can't like reach and get up there. We need something that can like grab on to the side of the machine and then sit right here so that the camera can look under it. Chris is probably not even going to use it. He's a monster. He doesn't need to see the balls melting. He's a fucking monster. It's awesome. This is where Camille sits. His desk. He's got a Seiki, and he's got that other, I think, 4K ultra sharp over there. This heater is turned off because it's already warm in here. Those are my my speakers that I used to have in the front of the store, and they're here. This is going to be Paul's new workstation. Right there. That's for Paul. This is Paul's station over here. That's his customer service phone. Never plugged in. Likely by design. That's his Seiki. His desk is a madman's desk. It's just the stuff going on there. This is another desk. And the person who sits here left their soldering station on. The only one in the store that left their soldering station on. I don't know where to hang these yet, so they're literally just sitting here. This is the 100,000 plaque. We got it off the window. The 1 million subscriber plaque. That's the Zalmal baby. The hard drive section over here. These are new filters for the Pure Air benches. So we got new filters for the Pure Air benches. So this is the Pure Air VLF 48. That one is also a VLF 48 over here, except it doesn't say V on it for some reason. This one is not set up yet. So this one is set up. This one over here is not set up yet. It's literally, we haven't had time yet. Steve has also been, he's got like 90 so somewhat drives in his queue, and we're actually hoping that since we're gonna have a lull in business from the coronavirus pandemic, that there'll actually be time to catch up on all those recoveries, and then he can actually set this up. So I got these replacement filters for his old one because I figured it's about time, and then for this one we got filters for it as well. So this way we're going to have 2 of these to work out of. So what I'm hoping is that we'll be able to have 2 people full-time working on all the drives rather than Steve. Steve is going through what I went through in the beginning when I was the only board repair tech here. So we used to outsource board repair to a company that had, I believe, somewhere between 5 and 7 engineers, or that's what they call their technicians. And then they had one person who was, you know, the brain of them all, who could help them solve all the problems they couldn't solve themselves. And then when I got rid of them, I was doing all the board repair myself for 2.5 years. So for 2.5 years, I was solo doing all the work that before we were, you know, outsourcing to 5, 7 people. And that sucked. And I think he's finally starting to learn that that sucks too. So he's training his assistant. This is David's workbench for his iPhone data recoveries. This is his setup over here. He has a wallpaper where his screen of a cracked screen, which is very trolling because when you walk by you think that his screen is cracked. It's highly trolling. And he finally has, so he used to share half of my desk. This guy literally used to work in what came out to about 30 square feet. And now everybody here has got their own global industrial desk. These things are really nice. With a drawer, it's got a shelf, it's got the rack for the monitor and the other shelving if you want to add shit to it. He's got his own fucking movable shelf. We have several of these wheelable racks. They're really cool. I'll put a link to it on Amazon in the description when I get time. Remind me in the comments if I forget, because I'm probably going to forget. This is really cool. This is a spare desk here. This is just the desk that nobody sits at. If we do wind up hiring someone else, or if you know, we have people, they were giving away this table next door, and I kind of like taking junk. I like collecting junk, especially if it's free. I can't resist things if they're free, so I have another table. These are acoustic panels that we haven't had time to put up yet. So every week you may notice more panels go up because there's not enough time for us to actually do this. We have to fix stuff for people. So Sonny was helping me with hanging acoustic panels. Very, very kind of him. And you can see that there's much more on the ceiling in the front because that's where all the discussions are going to happen. So if you look at the ceiling up here, you'll see that there's panels everywhere. But then back here, there's less. I put them above the technician tables because I figured noise is going to piss people off. So, you know, better to, if we're going to have them up there, have them above the tech workbenches first, then down the middle. It's funny that I mentioned that about noise because if you take a look over here, this thing is literally driving everybody insane with the amount of noise it creates. So all this effort was put in to remove reflections from the store with these acoustic panels, same as I had in the old store, because I believe it reduces people's stress when you have less of that, the early reflections in the echo. And what we're really selling here, I had this conversation with Sonny. He said, you know, why aren't you using this for retail? I used to sell all these little accessories. Nobody fucking buys accessories from me. Everybody that works here is a shit salesman for accessories. What we sell is your data back. What we're selling are conversations and trust. Do you trust us to recover data off of your T2 chip MacBook Pro that everybody else said they couldn't for $1,600? Do you trust us to recover data off of this clicking hard drive for $300 to $700 when everybody else said that it's going to be $10,000? Do you trust us with your iPhone data recovery passcode to recover data rather than sending it to drive savers? We're selling conversations. We're selling robust conversations. Yeah, well, robust conversations. So this is what all these are for, because when you walk into a place, if you walk into 3 or 5 places and they all sound, you know, chaotic, and you walk in here and it sounds peaceful, tranquil, calm, and you're in the room and you don't hear all those aggravating early reflections, it actually does make you feel a lot more calm. Like when my office was filled with panels and this wasn't, someone here actually commented when they walked in, it's just, the moment you walk in here, you just feel calm. That's what I'm selling. And the funny thing, fucked up thing, is that this thing literally, this thing just shits all over that. Because this thing is like having a lawnmower right next to you. It's like having a vacuum cleaner on right next to you, except all day at work. But I'm keeping this thing on because I don't want to get I don't want no corona. Even if it can't suck up corona, it kind of makes me feel better. Let's see. These are all machines with crap. This is mostly crap. Like 99% of this is crap that it has nothing useful inside of it. These are machines that may have some potential to be resold at some point. That's a garbage pail. But this is a restroom. So over here, this is a restroom. This is where employees go to cry. These are those shitty old IKEA shelves from the old store. We really haven't had time to organize parts the way that we'd like to yet. So this is not the way I'd like them to be organized. This is literally just, let's get this stuff up and out of U-Haul boxes into shelves so that we can actually get to work so that customers don't kill us. You may notice that a lot of how we base our decisions is we need to work so customers don't kill us. This is the ultrasonic table, just a shitty folding table. Do you have an ultrasonic cleaner? Your alcohol bath? Yeah, the oven to cool off, to warm up the boards. This here is the break room. This is the break room. Break room. Made it any nicer, you couldn't afford it. But you got lighting in the break room now. What else do you want? This here is more parts and random assorted crap. So again, like, this is not the way that I like all of this stuff to be in bins on those U-line shelves. Once we build proper laptop shelves like what we used to have, all the parts and things that are in here are going to be in proper bins in those laptop shelves. Over there, this is just a bunch of random crap. These are iPhone 10 quick nozzles that nobody bought, even though I think I listed them now for pretty much what I paid for them. If anybody wants these things, like, you know, store.rossmangroup.com. Quick nozzle for iPhone 10, eh? Nah, nobody wants that shit. But if you want it, we got them. Some spare soldering stuff, random keyboards. I guess I'm not supposed to have this thing. Don't tell anybody. Definitely don't tell Apple. I don't think they're going to be happy if they know I have that thing. So that's just going to be our secret. Just between you and the people, you, the viewer, and me. Just 2 people. That up there are some voice over IP phones, random spare crap, panels that got to get hung up. That's a snowboard up there. What the fuck is a snowboard doing here? These are panels that I have to hang outside that I haven't gotten to yet. That's my Bafang. It's charging. This is my shelf of random. I actually thought one of these would be good enough because I was sharing theirs before. And even though I was sharing theirs, when I had now that I have my own, it's completely filled with crap. So bike shit is over here, video shit is over here, bike shit, bike shit, bike shit. I think that's a 150-foot HDMI cord for when we decide to start doing data recovery videos again. That's a quick I can't use in this office because it takes 230. That should probably be in a shelf up there, but I'm bum, so it's over there. That's a second ultrasonic cleaner. So we got that. That was my old travel bag, but it wouldn't fit my tripod, and it was really packed with stuff, so I got this new travel bag over here. This made me sick, because this thing was like 350 or 4, I think it was like 420 bucks for this thing. It's a think tank travel bag, but it's really good. It fits all my stuff, everything, and I can even carry these batteries that I can charge my laptop from. Those things can power a Quadro and a quad-core Xeon all at once. It's sweet. Acoustic panels, some bass traps that I haven't bothered sticking on the wall yet, because again, it really does come down to the time thing. Like every time I want to get started doing that stuff, there's 20 customers that are going to kill you if you don't have an update by tomorrow. So that's my desk. That's my little guy over here. But never forget him from the old store. That's my overhead camera. So check it out. So this is that Vivo mount on desk. So if you tap the desk, the monitor shakes. But wait, there's more. There's this cheap mount over here that for the camera. So the camera mounts to this mount, that mounts to this mount, that mounts to the table. So that's why when I have the overhead camera going, if I tap the desk, it jiggles for 30 seconds. And again, I just haven't had, like somebody said you should hang something from the ceiling. And I really have. I've thought about hanging something from the ceiling. It's just, there's no, even if I bought it, I know I'm never going to get around to doing it. Like there's so many fucking things here that I haven't gotten around to doing. Those are granola bars. This is a Nerf gun. Unfortunately, it is not loaded. This is the shelf of random crap people wanted to have in the background, so here you go. This is a Huawei tablet for programming a broken Kelly controller that I got. Those things are pieces of shit for an e-bike. These are cat ass wipes. This is my press pass. This is actually not crap. This doesn't belong here. This is that broke. You know when I'm doing a live stream and I walk out the room and even though I have squelch set to medium, it still winds up shooting noise in your ear? That's this piece of shit. Also, this is the reason that you hear random noise in the recordings. This thing, yeah, these ones suck. I have another one that works, the exact same model, and it works perfectly fine. I've tried scanning frequencies, nothing seems to fix it, so it's sitting on the junk shelf. Oh, check this out. Look at this shit right here. B154 PW01V0. I think I bought these screens like 12 years ago, and I still have them. Oh, this is so embarrassing. Yeah. Anybody have an A1150 or 1211 MacBook? I'll give you a really good deal on a nice clean screen. So much junk here. Someone sent this from Australia. Thank you very much. Another air filter. Troll. This is it. I know there's going to be people that say that I'm really disappointed that you haven't had time to make it look like the picture yet, and you haven't had time to make it all nice and perfect and prim and proper, and they just don't get. Like this is mail-in for today, just to give people an idea. This is not walk-in, just mail-in. These are the machines that got done today that are going to be shipped back to customers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. This is a lot of stuff to get done in a day. And like, I really wish that this was the type of company where I could just stop for 2 weeks and then just set up everything perfectly, exactly as I want. But it's not, you know, we've spent like 11, 12 years advertising based on the concept that we're going to do jobs faster than all the other companies, and that, you know, that's the kind of thing that's going to come back to bite you in the ass if you have to take some time off for moving. But I'm happy with how things are going. Most of the machines that are in these boxes over here, these are the machines that have been here for, you know, over 6 months to a year. So technically all that crap is kind of ours. We still keep it because we know that someone's going to show up, and, you know, someone's going to show up like the day that we throw it away and say, you only kept it for 2 years? I thought you were going to keep it for 3. But eventually, once there's more downtime, we really need to go through, call all those people, say, hey, do you want your stuff? And if they don't, then it gets tossed. Because we didn't have enough space for all the machines, so we put the machines in the shelf that are for customers, and then the people that just think they can leave it here for a few years and never call us back are in those cardboard boxes there. Most important part of the move, did make it. I love the little sheepy. Yeah, this is also part of Paul's workstation here. I think that should be at least 99.7, but I guess Paul doesn't want to over-advertise. Anyway, that's where we're at. I'm gonna get ready to get out of here and go home. One thing that I'm kind of... The one silver lining of this whole coronavirus pandemic is this. For the last year and a half, we have been behind on things. And I don't think we're gonna be behind anymore. First, I got a concussion in August of 2018. I had to take some time off. Then there was the CBC News piece. Then, after I finally got something remotely close to caught up, I got sick in January of 2019 and had to take a week off from there. Business kept climbing. I couldn't hire more people because the store that I was in could not physically fit more people. We moved, which put us way behind because now everybody here had to take days off from fixing stuff and recovering data to, you know, moving everything here and setting up. And the one silver lining that I think is going to come out of the place being empty is that we can finally clear everything and get to a point where nobody has a backlog of, you know, like 50 or 90 tickets in their name that they have to do. And that's about it. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you everybody who helped make this possible by sending in something to be repaired, by sharing the videos, by giving on the Patreon or the GoFundMe, the people that just watch the videos and just comment on them and share and try to get other people involved in repair and let people know that the Apple Store or, you know, freaking Drive Savers are not their only two options when it comes to repair or data recovery. Really do appreciate it. And the last thing that we got to get set up here, I almost forgot. We are going to get a screen put up with all the people that were on the Patreon or GoFundMe, a little scrolling screen that goes through everybody's names, and I wanted to have something in the front where you could actually scroll through that. And that is still something in the works. I have to figure out what platform would be best to do that on, and B, I just got to make the time to hang it up because, like, haven't hung the panels, haven't fixed the rack, haven't put the filters in the second Pure Air, haven't gotten the laptop shelves built yet. Like, it's coming, but it's just gonna take a little bit of time. So I'll see you all in the next video.